Hey guys, it's Monday. Wait, no, it's not. Wrong channel, wrong channel. Oh, the nerd fighters! I haven't been here in a while. Hello again. So this week we are talking about painful moments and how you grew stronger from them, or something like that.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone.
Anyways, my painful moment is kind of a combination of Connor's and Chelsea's. Connor's was more about I guess saying goodbye to your friends, and Chelsea's was about going to a new place. And that's what mine is. It's about leaving my old school and going to my new school. So last year I went to a different school. I'd been going there for 10 years, and all of my friends and I decided that we would take this test to get into this super prestigious school that is at this local college of ours. And of course, I was one of the 3 friends of mine that did not get in, and I missed it by 4 points, and I was very upset for a very long time. I remember scrolling down on the end screen and seeing that score of 119 instead of at least 123, and I felt like I was falling in slow motion. And as I was leaving the testing room, I saw this whole terrible future ahead of me where I wasn't going to talk to all of my friends that I've known for 10 years, that all of the friendships that I have made in those past years were just going to dissipate and mean nothing because I wouldn't be at the same school as them. I had this really terrible period of time where I was just so constantly worried about the future and what it was going to be like, and I was just so distraught with the ambiguity of my future and the fact that I just didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if I was going to stay at my old school. I didn't know where I was going to go if I was going to a new school. I just didn't know what was going to happen, and that was really frightening to me. I was afraid of being Katie Heron on the first day of school in Mean Girls, where she looked around in the cafeteria and couldn't find anywhere to sit down at. She didn't know anyone. She didn't know who she could sit with, so she decided to sit in the bathroom, which is that's really unsanitary. Every time I went to one of my friends' parties, I would be constantly reminded that those parties were going to be some of the last that I was going to have a really good time with my friends, and the fact that I was not going to understand all the inside jokes in the future or be able to complain about all the same teachers as they would. It really got to me, and it made me really sad for a very long time. I would let this sadness get to me so much that I would just not have any fun at these parties because I would be constantly thinking about how, oh no, this is going to be one of the last parties I will be at with you guys. I won't see you guys ever again, and my life is so terrible. I wasn't in theater, but I was very dramatic. And sometimes I still feel like that, like I can't contribute to any of the conversations I have with them because I'm not in on all the inside jokes anymore, or I don't have the same teachers, so I can't complain about the teachers with them anymore, and it feels kind of empty sometimes. And the worst part was that I felt like no one really cared, that I wasn't going to be with them at their new school anymore. I felt like, they felt like it didn't matter because they had all their other friends that were going with them, so they would be fine. And I knew then, knowing my friends, that they weren't going to try very hard or put a lot of effort into maintaining our relationship because, they have everyone else to talk to at their school. It's not like they needed to make new friends or awkwardly talk to their old friends when they're at their new school. And I remember this look that my friend gave me on the last day of school. It was like this really bittersweet look. It was like, if nostalgia was a facial expression, that was the facial expression she was giving me. She gave me this mixed look of, I'm sad that we're not going to be with each other all the time next year at our new school, but I'm also really happy that we did get to be friends for such a long time at our old school, and maybe the fact that we got to be friends for such a long time is enough. That's when I started making myself not worry about the future so much and focus on the friendships that I have then and there, focus on what's happening and don't worry so much about the future. Basically YOLO. That facial expression she gave me, along with letters and notes that I received from my other friends, all made me realize that they also thought it sucked that I wasn't going to the same school as them in the future, that I wasn't going to be with them all the time, and the fact that they cared about me and that I realized that they cared about me was something I think was really important for me to realize. And that sounds a little bit selfish, but I think we all like to know that people that we care about us too. So of course my first day at my new school was my worst because I didn't know where I was going to be sitting at lunch. But luckily my teacher got someone to take me down to lunch with them so I wouldn't be alone, and now we're kind of best friends. I think going to this new school was one of the best and one of the worst things that ever happened to me. It sucked because I wasn't going to be with my friends every day and I wasn't going to have the same teachers or have the same inside jokes with them. But I also would be able to make new friends. I would have to force myself to make new friends, something that I hadn't done for a really long time. And I would also just get used to big changes. And now I'm a lot less anxious about big changes. I'm not so worried about the future because I changed to a new school and I'm all right now. So I think in the future a big change will be easier for me to deal with because I'll just breathe and I'll be like, calm down, you're going to be okay. And I'm also really thankful for all my online friends who prove to me every day that distance does not define relationships. The effort that you put into maintaining those relationships is what defines them. I'm not sure who goes tomorrow. I don't know where that list is on the Facebook group, but hey, look at my fancy new Gryffindor scarf. That's pretty cool. Yeah, woo! Whoever's going tomorrow, I'm sure you're lovely. Also, I think you guys should check out Tessa Violet's new album, Maybe Trapped, Mostly Troubled. It's really awesome, and I saw her perform live at Playlist, and that was so great. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, thanks for having me on this channel again. Bye.